Hey everyone, welcome back to Game Center Crown. My name is Joy, this is Detroit Become Human, and we are going to be starting the next chapter, Shades of Color, with Markus. Oh, are you not going to let me just go? Or do I need to select continue? Yeah, I do. Okay. We will be periodically backing out to the main menu, one, to sort of keep episodes short. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a chapter per episode, just to keep them a little bit more consumable. Also, if you're using it as a walkthrough, that way they're all kind of like smashed together and kept clean that way. But also because, and I mentioned in the last episode, that Chloe, our main menu girlfriend, our android assistant, what I'm referring to as our main menu girlfriend, she will comment on our progress throughout the story. She'll give us surveys. She'll give us feedback. So there's a bit of fourth wall breaking there, which is really interesting. And at one point, it kind of becomes unnerving how much they start to kind of push that fourth wall. But I will be periodically backing out for that reason, just to see what she has to say, because I can't remember the last time a main menu messed with you as much as the actual game did, you know? So very cool, unique thing that Detroit Become Human does.
Would you like to go home now?
Yes.
So we can look around.
Yes, I think that's enough for one day.
And we can actually read. I didn't get to read the last one.
Oh, thank you, dear.
But here we have Tech Addict, The Secrets of Androids, How Cyberlife Designs its Androids to Coexist with Humans, and VR MMORPG reaches 1 billion users. Go next. And the other story in this is Climate Change Up, How the Environment is Changing America's Society, Miami to Heighten Seawall by Further 10 Meters. So let's read about this. Secrets of Androids, How Cyberlife Designs its Androids to Coexist with Humans. Designing androids that are easily accepted by humans was a huge challenge Cyberlife had to overcome. Jason Graff, director of the Humanization Department at Cyberlife, unveiled some of his design secrets in our recent interview. The first androids were perfect. They had perfect faces, perfect expression, and we soon realized that there was something disturbing about them that made people feel uncomfortable. Cyberlife worked on ways to humanize its machines so that they could enter our homes and become new members of our family. They created androids of both genders. That's very gender binary. Should be all genders. Anyway, and all ethnicities, analyzing thousands of voices to find the most pleasing tones. Realistic blinking was perfected, though totally unnecessary, along with breathing, facial hair, and many other humanizing traits. This perfect simulation of humanity, down to details that androids simply don't need, is the secret of Cyberlife's design success. And the next one. How the Environment is Changing America's Society, Climate Change Up. A recent U.S. census has found that as sea levels continue to rise and climate change leads to more and more extreme weather, America's once prosperous coastal cities are being deserted by the rich. Waterside real estate is once top attractions like Miami and Los Angeles are experiencing fright flight, with wealthy residents opting for properties further inland or at higher altitudes. This is driving up prices in once rural areas and plummeting house values in previously desirable neighborhoods. While this might sound like an opportunity for poorer Americans to enjoy a new lifestyle, the reality is less attractive. Coastal properties are not just exposed to regular flooding, hurricanes, and other climatic weather. They're also suffering from urban flight, with all the services and amenities following richer customers into new areas. Urban development specialist Arnold Waters calls this the donut effect, whereby the previous centers of coastal cities gets hollowed out. The census is just the latest example of how climate change is affecting American societies in ways previously not imagined, altering not only the face of our environment, but even the social fabric of our nation. So these articles are very well written, or at least they tend to be, and they give really cool insights. Our mission is to go to Bellini Paint Shop. And that's really about it. It's really easy to get 100% in this chapter, so I'm just going to do it. There's not a whole lot of room for deviation in this guy. You can see this is sort of a sport model. I think it says sport partner on the back of him.
Hey, water. You have run 12 miles and are 5 miles away from your goal.
So you can see some people really just treat their androids very much as machines, and, you know, in effect they are.
Hurry up, you plastic idiots. I want this done by 4.
And, you know, they'll call them derogatory things, just treat them like trash. Here we can see sort of what I was talking about in the last episode with wait for a green light. This is just part of my programming sort of popping up here. But you can see this thing here with the don't walk, and it's going down, it's running out, and in a second it'll flip to green. And I really wish modern crosswalks were designed this way, to be sort of that visually indicative of what you're meant to do. Here you see walk, and it has a countdown similar for that. So we can come through here. R2 to use GPS. So it's telling us we're 62 meters away from Bellini's paint shop. But again, it's really easy to get 100% in this particular chapter, so I'm just going to do it.
Chili dog with the works.
And yes, this is part of getting the 100%. I think this guy has to get his chili dog first, though.
Hey, move it. You're scaring away my customers.
Yeah, he had to get his chili dog first, like Sonic. Gotta go fast.
Are you deaf, you plastic fuck? I said move it.
Okay, so you can kind of see our indicator went from yellow to red right there on our temple. Basically, that means that we suffered some distress. It doesn't always mean that we're destabilizing, but it does indicate that something has sort of induced a panic response in us in some way, or yeah, that we did something that was less than ideal. Let's see. Human music, $1 to hear music with soul. I don't know, white boy.
Around my feet, stuck on your doorstep.
But the world building in this is pretty superb.
They're in our homes, our schools, our factories. They take our jobs. They mind our children. They care for our old. Why do you look at me so, demon? I know who you are. I can see through you. You are the one by whom the evil will come. You are the one who will destroy Detroit. We can no longer live without these slaves obeying our every selfish desire. We prefer to
Bit
live
of
with
some
machines and with our own
world building there about the opinion on androids. Some people are really into them, other people's are not. I just really love how the android, or like your characters, will interact with your environment. Like the way that Marcus sort of like shifted there when somebody got too close to him. But here's Bellini's paints. Click around a little bit.
Identification verified. Here is your order number 847. That will be $63.99. Please confirm payment.
Payment confirmed.
Transaction complete.
Just that simple. And it's time to take the bus home. There we go. Yeah, let's please switch that camera angle. We can also get an idea of where our bus stop is. It's over there, 61 meters. The buses in this game are also really well designed. You can also take a look at this sort of android lineup. So Android temporary parking, 3 hours max parking time. See, they just sort of shuffle into place there. We kind of shuffled out of the way to get out of this guy's way. This is the CyberLife store where you can buy an Android. And there's a protest happening here.
Androids are stealing our...
Where the fuck you going, Tin Can? No kidding. Hey guys, check it out. We got one of those tin cans here.
Look at this little motherfucker. You steal our jobs, but you can't even stand up.
Sorry, guys.
You ain't going anywhere. We're gonna fuck your bitch ass up.
Yeah, waste it.
Do it!
All right. It's enough. Leave it alone.
Let us teach this bastard a lesson.
You damage it, I'm gonna have to find you.
We're gonna take your job next. We'll see how you like it.
Okay. Let's go. Run along.
Basically, you'd have to get fined because, it's property. That's property damage. And we can wait for the bus. And our cool sneaks. The fashion in this game is also pretty cool. Very asymmetrical, very sleek, obviously futuristic. There's an Android compartment. So, something that kind of bothers me about this game is that it is very clearly trying to make some sort of marginalized community parallel, whether it's racial or queer, LGBTQ identity, whatever it may be. But it does it in such a sort of ham-fisted way at times. And you can kind of totally tell a white guy wrote this. Because, like, we do not live in a post-racial society, you know what I mean? But anyway, like, we don't need an allegory for something that's playing out right in front of us, is basically what I'm trying to say. So we have 100% completion. Like I said, this one's really easy to get 100% completion on. Shades of Color. Public opinion is skeptical. Stare at the hot dog vendor. That's why I stood there for so long, and hot dog vendor pushes Marcus. So, and reading the magazine is also part of it. Also gets us more points to unlock extras. And Marcus took the bus. Continue. That was a really short chapter. And while I am tempted to sort of cut the episode, I think I'll probably play this one out. Even though it takes a little bit longer. Just because we haven't spent much time with our girl Kara yet. We're gonna open the door. So, we can switch the camera angle, join Todd, our master for all intents and purposes.
You coming?
Yeah, I'm coming. Into this dump.
You've been gone for 2 weeks, so the place is a mess. You do the housework, the washing, you cook the meals, and you take care of... God damn it, where the fuck's the brat gone now? Alice! Alice! Oh, there you are. That's Alice. You look after her. Homework, bath, all that crap. Got it?
Yes, Todd.
Get started down here, then you do upstairs.
Alright, so let's scan our environment. We have urgent tasks and optional tasks. We're going to be doing them all. Just you know, be a real efficient android about it. But I was pointing this out in the last episode. I want you to watch Kara's, our left, her right. See there, it just went AX400 and then flashed to her given name, Kara. So that's something I was pointing out. That is not something that happens with Connor, because I imagine being a police unit, you probably don't want to advertise his name. It kind of humanizes him. But we can start getting around, and this guy has a daughter, Alice, that we need to be looking after. Urgent tasks involve trash, I believe it is. Yeah, we need to go around and pick up all these takeout food items. Collect trash and trash bin. This is where it gets a little bit... It's cool the first time you play it type deal. Where it's very immersive.
Yeah.
But for a second time, it's just sort of like, ugh, if I wanted to clean a house, I'd clean my own, you know?
Depends on what you need. Yeah. I can get that.
Alright. Clean kitchen, clean coffee table.
I'll bring it tomorrow.
A lot of beer and pizza. And this sort of Mary Poppins trash bin that just endlessly takes all this trash. Wish real trash bins were like that. And we can see a credit card application form was rejected, overdrawn account notice, a gas bill is past due, and what is this? Pay by digital transaction for I cannot tell what that is. The invoice on the left. Type of service. So, Kara, stop moving your eyes, bitch. Heater base? Is that what this is? Water, maybe? But anyway, this guy is having some financial woes, but clearly not so much that he cannot afford to repair an android that was in a suspicious car accident. It's not what happened, obviously, if you can't figure that out. So we took out the trash and go back in and do the rest of our chores. There's a bus stop right outside her house. Report to Todd. She's hanging out under the table. He is doing drugs. But we can do optional things, and we're going to do them. We can collect dishes, activate the vacuum cleaner, which is sort of like a Roomba type thing. Or we can just finish up the first floor. I'm going to go ahead and do all the chores that we can do. And that's him getting high. There's also a magazine over here that we can read. Alice is underneath the table playing with her fox stuffed boy. I'm going to take the dishes and we'll be back to read that magazine in a bit. Just because I think it's really interesting world building. And hopefully you guys think it's interesting too. If you don't, you can just fast forward. The beauty of YouTube. The dishwasher is not working and is missing a component. And we're going to go ahead and order it. Sort of like an Amazon Dash button. But in the meantime, we're going to do dishes. So I actually had to tilt the controller, like flip it around. And now I have to scrub the trackpad basically on my controller to get that going. So it's very cool in that the immersion is pretty excellent as far as, you know, a non-VR type game would go. Utilizing the effects of the gyroscope and the controller, things like that. Alice has a more favorable opinion of us, is what that means. And that makes us happy. Oh, more scrubbing. Oh, come on. There you go. And my controller's having a little bit of delayed reaction, which kind of worries
Kara,
me.
Yes, Todd?
Bring me a cold beer.
Right away.
Cracking open cold ones, huh? Okay. Okay, we have a lot of mayo, beer, eggs, corn or string cheese. God knows what else. Here, you slovenly fuck. Got that. I think he says some shit to us, yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here!
I'll get back to work.
I just wanted to watch the hockey game, bruh. But we can activate the, we can tidy. So we can be picking up clutter as we move around. And also be finding things in that clutter. Oh god, you put it not with the spines out. Kara, what are you doing? But anyway, we can turn on the Roomba, activate the vacuum cleaner. And let's see, activate vacuum cleaner and check the backyard. Is there anything else?
Alice! You better stop that right now!
So, yelling at his daughter.
Why is she always pushing me? Always pushing.
All sports. Android power. Should it be outlawed? Football frenzy. The latest transfer speculations. This one's a bit less interesting to me. Should it be outlawed? In its third game of the season, Android pitcher X67 threw a pitch that broke the 120-mile-per-hour mark. The human batsman wasn't able to swing until after the ball had already reached the catcher's glove. Androids were introduced as a one-per-team innovation, but they've come to dominate team strategy. Every draft sees the major professional baseball teams breaking their own transfer records to purchase these latest Android models. But is the game suffering? Let me tell you something. Baseball's a piece of shit game anyway. Jenny Waterfield, head of the fanzine Home Run, says fans are becoming disenchanted. The magic of sport is seeing the limits of human potential. A machine breaking these kinds of records just isn't exciting or even surprising. But not everybody agrees. Christopher Lennox, a baseball pundit and ex-pitcher, thinks androids are making games more exciting. These machines are shaking things up and pushing players to do even better. The game can only survive by evolving. Alright, and then we have Century Magazine, the transport innovation that's shaking up California, connecting the dots, politics, and focus. Are American senators really corrupt? Spoiler alert, yeah, they are. China earthquake kills 10,000 people. Oh, sorry, I fucked the touch pad up there. There we go. The transport innovation that's shaking up California, the new Subtube, completed its first journey today from Manhattan to downtown LA in under 2 hours. Less than half the 5-hour flight time. I would love if that was a real thing. The top speed of 1,800 miles per hour was made possible because the tube travels through a depressurized chamber, providing a near frictionless environment for its magnetized motors. For commuters, this raises a tantalizing prospect of finishing a long shift in the Big Apple and putting your feet up on the Golden Coast. Like I said, that would be dope. Also, I just fucking hate flying, so... California's property markets are reacting. Suburban prices have skyrocketed 64%. LA realtor Charlene Lowe says she knows where the new buyers are coming from. They're East Coast types, specifically New Yorkers. They see a chance to keep that New York City salary whilst enjoying that LA lifestyle, and they're scrambling over each other to take advantage. Real estate isn't the only thing shaking up. School places are rapidly filling, and suburban retailers are racking up prices in anticipation of all those New York dollars flooding in. Longtime Californians are expected to be pushed out from the cities, which is why they've been protesting the new line. As one angry demonstrator put it, first Detroit takes our jobs, then New York takes our homes. When's it gonna end? So we have that, and we need to check the backyard, which we will do. Coming back this way to the garden. Alright. Take down the laundry. Trying to see if there's anything else. Ooh, hello. I don't think I noticed that there was something that we could look at over here. Look. Howdy, neighbor. So just seeing that there's a bus stop over there and an alleyway between our houses. Okay. In a construction zone over there. Do I need to be standing in a certain spot for these? Oh, probably by the laundry basket. Take. And we can take down the laundry. Very quaint that he hangs his clothes up to dry in the year of our Lord 2038. There's Alice. Yeah, and rewash laundry, I'd say that's pretty accurate. But we can talk to Alice. This neglected little girl. Backyard.
You like playing out here?
So she's neutral towards us. Do you want to play a game with us?
You look bored. Would you like to play a game?
Aw, she's warm. She doesn't want to play one right now, but the fact that she's sort of warmed up to us is a good thing. In my first playthrough, I tried to keep it very kind of neutral, and I asked about school and the weather, and she was not really having that. So that's why I went with play a game in the backyard this time, and it seems to have paid off. We're going to go back to the house, and we're actually going to find something unsettling in here. We already know that Todd does drugs, so that's not too much of a surprise. But it pays to do the chores because you start finding things around the house. One of which we're about to find right now. We're looking for the soap, and this is where we find red ice. Red ice, acetone, lithium, therium, toluene, and something acid. Hydrochloric, maybe?
You shouldn't mess around with my stuff. It makes me nervous.
I'm sorry, Todd.
You just stay the fuck out of my business. Unless you want to piss me off. You want to piss me off?
No, Todd.
So our LED indicator there was red, and now it's stabilizing back down to yellow, and then it'll stabilize further back down to blue. But obviously we were in a stressful situation there, so everything kind of went on high alert. Very important to keep an eye on those indicators when you're dealing with other androids and even ourselves. It gives us an idea of where we are in our mindset. So we were re-washing the laundry. Ooh, but got that done. We also discovered his red ice stash. We already knew that he was lighting up. And I think we are done with the first floor. That little indicator over there is just for the magazine again, I think. Let me double check. Yeah, I think that's it. Unless it's going to give us something for Alice. Looks like she's just hanging out reading on her tablet. So there's that. Okay, so let's finish up the first floor.
I've made a good start down here. I'll head upstairs.
Do what you have to do, but stop bothering me.
So something interesting about red ice is that it actually, like that therium or whatever it's called, that's actually a big component of android blue blood. Oh, I think I have to, oh, there we go, okay. It's a component of android blue blood, so it's really interesting that they've made sort of like a crystal meth alternative, a futuristic crystal meth, out of the blue blood of androids who have taken their jobs, and it's just really interesting from a cultural commentary perspective, and, you know, making do with what you have, as it were. Detroit Crimson Sharks instead of the Red Wings, I guess. So we're gonna tidy. You gonna show us what's on that paper, Kara? No, but it gave us a yellow indicator. Wonder what it is we saw. And if we can look at it. Does not appear so. Interesting. That'll come back into play later. So we're gonna ventilate the room. And I had to jerk my controller to do that. I totally see myself bouncing my microphone mic at some point. Because I have to like shake the controller or something. And we can just sort of telepathically
And now to sports.
turn
First
on
up,
TVs.
Basketball. As the Gears prepare for their critical match with Denver tonight at the
Yeah,
site.
boring. Appreciate the attention to detail, putting animated films and shit in here.
Another 225,000 jobs were lost from the U.S. economy in October, according to the Department of Labor, bringing the unemployment figure up to 37.3.
Almost 40% of people are unemployed.
President Warren spoke today at the opening of a new CyberLife plant near Milwaukee. At the event, the president again praised CyberLife's role in the exceptional performance of the U.S. economy. She further announced the Department of Defense will acquire 200,000 Android combat units as part of her increased military spending.
So President Warren is a woman. We have a female president in this future, which pretty dope, but it sounds like she's kind of corrupt, unfortunately. We're going to tidy this up. God, that's a lot of alcohol. Really surprising that this guy hasn't had his kid taken away by CPS. Gotta say. Gonna tidy that up. Has some old school vinyl happening here. Read. We have another Android quarterback. Let's see. CyberLife unveils Android quarterback. American football has largely resisted the spread of Android players, with top-tier games still an exclusively human affair. But that may be about to change following CyberLife's recent unveiling of technical demo QB1000, an Android quarterback capable of throwing from end zone to end zone and hitting a target 6 inches wide. The model is also programmed with over 1,500 plays, from classics such as bootlegs and handoffs to more specialized maneuvers, all of which can be adapted in real time. QB1000 was revealed at a recent CyberLife exhibition in Detroit, where the Android manufacturer showed a variety of prototypes designed to show the potential of bleeding-edge technology. But while CyberLife's latest innovation has some fans drooling, Roy Kenstone, founder of the anti-Android fan group, sees a sinister aspect. CyberLife know exactly what they are doing with this demonstration. They hope to distort our sport the same way they have all the others. Despite these reservations, some consider this simply a matter of time. With basketball and baseball already contemplating Android players, a LED sporting quarterback might be just around the corner. The other article was Tech Addict, The Price of Life, How Driverless Vehicles Make Life and Death Decisions. When a driverless vehicle foresees an accident, the car's computer makes life and death decisions, for example, deciding which of two pedestrians to hit. But the exact process by which cars can make these decisions is not very well understood. Martin Forlong of Crown Cars tries to clarify. In these situations, the car's imaging system gathers data to determine the pedestrian's age, gender, life expectancy, etc. in the blink of an eye. This data is parsed through the public record to determine marital status, employment record, life expectancy, and whether they have children. The car then assigns a value to each possible victim based on criteria like their contribution to society. We put a premium on lives that will save other lives, like doctors and nurses. All this may sound very reasonable, but Felix Gamble, head of Anti-Automation League, AAL, says the system has no right to make such judgments. Somebody with a criminal record is not necessarily less valuable to society than a doctor. That kind of information is irrelevant to the sanctity of human life. But Forlong dismisses such claims. We want our cars to make the best possible choices, and that means acting on the basis of all the information they can gather. The more, the better. So very interesting sort of technology and ethical questions being raised here by the game. And kind of like fucked up that you can, kind of a Black Mirror sort of scenario where you have a value, based on your contributions to society and like your marital status and gender and health and things like that. It's pretty fucked up. So we've cleaned Todd's room. Didn't find anything too juicy in there.
Watch it.
We can clean the bathroom, unfortunately. And thankfully, they're not going to make us sit through that. She seemed to not enjoy that. What else do we have? This is Kara's room, or Alice's room, rather. I'm not going to go in there
2 minutes. Is that okay,
just
Alice?
yet. I'm actually going to clean this bathroom. Arrange bottles, store dirty clothes. All right. Yeah, sorry. Ooh, tidy. So we have that going. We're going to tidy the clothes. Just basic shit, y'all. Just basic shit. We can also... There are these moments where we can sort of look at ourselves in the mirror. And I think it's really interesting that the game gives us these pauses where we're an android just observing ourselves in a mirror, like really taking a look at ourselves. It's very interesting to me. From like a psychological standpoint, a commentary on the technology standpoint. It's interesting. I also love that we have an industrial grade mopper, or just mop and bucket, in this bathroom. Like, what kind of hazmat operation do we have here? But you could eat off that floor now. It shines like the top of the Chrysler building. So we have that done. We can tidy up Alice's room. So we have a couple things we can look at. We have some toy animals, some crayons, drawing on the walls. We have a woman climbing a ladder up to the sun. I wonder if it's her mother, maybe. Up here we can look.
Seems you like reading.
Bitch, I might. What else do we have here? It's locked. What else do we have? Oh, we can look. Also, something interesting is if we try to step over something, Kara will do the same thing that Connor did, where she will step over it gingerly, like her model animation will step over something rather than just walk on top of it. And I just really love that attention to detail, and to the earlier article's point about humanizing androids. They've really humanized these character models in the game as well. I think it's it didn't do it there, but there are times when she'll sort of take a step over the book. Alice in Wonderland, how befitting.
Alice in Wonderland. Of course.
Alice liked that. What else we got in here? Made her bed. We can ventilate the room. And we just unlocked something. So, it's important to be very thorough in this game. Very much like Life is Strange and other choice-based games. The more you look around, the more information you gather, the more beneficial it can become later when you're having a dialogue or when you're needing to navigate a situation. You have more options available to you. So we can kneel and talk to Alice. Friendly.
I'm sure we used to be friends before I was reset. Maybe we can be friends again.
Name Kara. Interest seems quiet. Mother? Let's not ask about mother.
Said you chose my name. Kara. It's nice. How did you choose it?
She trusts us now. Interests seem quiet. Mother. We are not asking about the mother.
You should tell me about yourself. What you like to do, where you like to go, your favorite foods. That would really help me.
We're gonna leave her alone.
Okay. I can see you want some space. I'll leave you alone.
And because she trusts us, a path is unlocked. So depending on your relationship with characters, similar again to Life is Strange, it will allow certain paths to be unlocked. And specifically, literally, we can unlock that box now because she trusted us enough to give us the key. So, very good, very good. Ask Todd for new instructions. But first, we're going to open this. AW Treasures. A 4-leaf clover. Family when she was younger. And we're about to get some exposition. So she has a bloody forehead and is crying. There she is with Todd. hitting Kara. Kara broken because Todd roughed us up, clearly. And so you can see our processor on our temple is sort of putting the pieces together here. We're gonna put it all back now. But we get some important exposition there. We could pretty much already tell he was a violent asshole, but this really just sort of seals the deal for us. But, yeah, we can head down. Actually, there's something I forgot in Todd's room. I believe it's over here. This is an antidepressant, risk of behavioral disorders, and when we go to put it back, there is a gun. And that unlocks a pathway for us. So, glad I remembered that. But, yeah, we can head back downstairs now.
What are you doing?
I'm playing.
You're playing. I know what you're thinking. You think your dad's a lowlife? Huh? Fucking loser? Can't get a job, take care of his family?
I mean, you're not wrong.
Don't you think I tried to make things work? But whatever I do, when someone comes along, they just fuck it all up! I know what you think of me. You hate me. You hate me, don't you? Say it! You hate me! God, what am I doing? I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know I love you, don't you? You know I love you.
Questionable way of showing it. And I believe that's going to wrap up this chapter. A New Home, 96% completed. Ooh, girl. Or maybe 96, is that all? What did I miss? What did I miss? Oh, I missed something when we were cleaning the first floor. Darn. Public opinion is still skeptical, and Alice trusts us, though. So that's cool. After this, because this is a bit of a longer episode, coming around 45 minutes now, I'm going to back out to the main menu, see if our girl, Chloe, has anything to say to us. And in the next episode, we'll start the next chapter, which will be back with our boy Marcus. And we'll see what his home situation is like. Chloe not ready to comment on anything yet, huh? Alright. Alright, baby girl. She gets chatty the further you get in this game, and she really starts to, well, you'll see. I don't want to ruin it. But anyway, thank you guys for joining me again for Detroit Become Human. In the next one, we will be looking at Marcus's home life and who he picked up those paints for. So, hope to see you next time. Later, y'all.